I am joined by two exceedingly talented Colorado architects, Christopher Hare and Brad Tomachek of Studio HT, which has offices in both Boulder and Denver, and newly in Denver. Am I right?
Denver, yeah.
Congratulations.
Right.
When did it open?
We started paying rent on June 1st is probably a good way to put
Oh,
it.
so this is brand
We're
new.
still working through, some IT issues.
Is the power on?
Yeah.
Power's
Okay,
on.
the power is on, so that's good. And we are here as part of a series called The Next Progressives, which looks at emerging and newly established practices across the United States and internationally. And it's a program that's sponsored by Rethink Wood, an organization that has a booth here in the Wood Pavilion, and the booth number is, which I wrote down, 1542. I highly encourage you to head on over when this program is done and find out what kind of information they have to share with you. But in the meantime, we'll be talking about what it's like to be an emerging practice in this economy with all the changes that the profession faces today. So gentlemen, hello. So we just profiled you in a recent issue of Architect. How was that experience? How was it to be on the kind of receiving end of the media, spotlight?
It was absolutely flattering, and it's an honor.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, sure. I wasn't looking for gratitude so much as
We're appreciative
the
nonetheless.
photo shoot was awkward.
Beer later.
Yeah, right.
No, it was a great experience. It's interesting to kind of look at your body of work and try to make sense of it for yourself as you kind of move through different projects and think about what you're interested in. And love the fact that David really probed us and I think did a good job assembling his thoughts and ideas that he observed back into how we think about projects.
So there's this kind of arc. Each of the sort of profiles that we do in this series does a little bit of back history, where the firms have come from, where the individual practitioners have come from. So tell me a little bit about your respective backgrounds. Christopher, do you want to kind of take it off?
Sure,
and then,
sure.
Maybe we can meet it where you met.
Yeah, so have a background initially in music.
Okay.
And got a degree in French horn performance out in San Francisco, and that kind of led me to an interest in architectural acoustics. I at one point thought I was going to design concert halls, and did some internships in that regard. But that was during the course of going to school, and I had done a little research, like where should I go to school to study architectural acoustics? Where do you do that? I mean,
Right.
it's
Not a ton of programs.
No,
Yeah.
no. So it was either Penn State or University of Florida.
Okay.
University of Florida, their programs in the architecture college, as opposed to Penn State, where it had emerged out of kind of a naval acoustics, sonar stuff.
That's wild.
And so the architecture thing resonated, and so off to Florida I went and continued to play the French horn. I still play the French horn, and it was actually Brad's teaching assistant before he and I had a studio together. So it was during the master's program down at University of Florida is
Where you guys?
we
hooked up.
initially connected.
Okay, and then.
Florida native.
So did you stay in Florida the whole time through architecture school?
Yes. So born and raised South Florida, grew up in Orlando, went to school up the road at University of Florida. Go Gators. I pretty much focused on my bachelor on design, and then went into the master's program. And at some point I realized I should get out of Florida, and so I wasn't really thinking of Colorado because in my mind, temperatures, like latitude, it's just very even across the globe, and
Yes.
it's warm down low and it's cold up high.
And we prefer it warm.
That's right. And so
Right.
I was looking at Lake Flato and San Antonio and went and visited Wendell Burnett out in Phoenix, and a bunch of firms down there. But Chris was like, "Why don't you come on up and just visit?" And
Because you grew up in Colorado, right?
Yeah, Colorado native. Kind of
Yeah.
went all over the place. It was Arizona, San Francisco, Florida, and
Okay.
yeah.
So when it was on one of these trips, as I think many people see when they come out here, I mean, suddenly it's like, wow, mountains, wow, rock climbing, snowboarding, and something that's like, it just was everything Florida wasn't.
Yeah, it's the
So-
outdoorsman's paradise,
Yeah,
right?
and Florida, especially in the areas where I was, it was pretty stylized, stylized stuff that people were doing. It wasn't really forward thinking. So,
Yeah.
and
Well-
this ended up just happening to be also very green, forward thinking.
Which obviously
culture.
kind of matches the mindset of your firm philosophy. And